What's good, my G's? Your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers in the house. How you doing? How you living? How you gaming? Of course, if you don't already know, G stands for Gamers. Welcome to the channel. If you're here for the first time and you seen my Division headline and you decided to jump in, welcome, welcome, welcome. There's a group of us here. I happen to be the PlayStation side of things, but I'm a consumer first. And then the other main person here is my boy Uncle Rizza, Ramon as his real name, and he's the Microsoft whore. Don't let him tell you different. We have a different perspective going on here. We try to keep the fanboyism out. And yeah, that is what it is. There's Nigel, there's Dante, there's Edgar, there's Tawan, there's a whole bunch of us behind the scenes, but you'll hear mainly me and Uncle Rizza from time to time. So, my impressions on the Division. Well, first off, let me tell you, I pretty much stand by what I was saying about the beta. And, well, I couldn't say nothing about the alpha, but, you know, what I felt about the beta is exactly what I felt here. If you enjoyed the beta and your questions of, is there going to be enough content? My question is, yeah, there's enough. There's enough here for you. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. That means if you loved it, if you really enjoyed it, you were into the looting, you were into the grinding, you were into the modifications of weapons, etc., etc., etc. And with the full product, there's more going on. Unfortunately for me, because it was more of that, I have the game rented. I am less likely to buy this game. But I can recommend this game for a lot of reasons. First off, let me tell you everything that I love about the game. I am from New York, specifically Brooklyn. And, yo, the full out part of the game that they gave us access to for the parts that I've been into, yo, it's pretty much, it's good. Like, I'm able to navigate around this city of New York City like I'm actually in the city, and I be telling people like, yo, meet me at 34th and this and blah blah blah. Like it's great. So on that note, if anyone's worried about that, don't even worry about that. Like, it's good. It's a nice recreation. Of course they had to bend it from here and there, but it's really good. Graphically, I'm playing on the PlayStation 4. It seems like it's been bumped up, but if you played the last beta before the game release, it's pretty much that, but like maybe 10 to 15% more. I'm feeling like, or maybe because I'm seeing more of the game, but it's pretty straightforward. If you had an issue with the beta graphics, you're still gonna have issues with the final, even though the final is a little better. In terms of how smooth it goes, I've had a chance to play it on the Xbox. Me and my boy at Wetworks, shout out to Wetworks, was having a conversation about, you know, frames dropping, etc., etc. He seems like it's more on the PlayStation. I've been dropping the most hours on the PlayStation, so I can definitely agree that it is happening on the PlayStation when it happens. But I noticed it on the Xbox as well. Is that a big deal? To me, no, because it never bothered me in the heat of a battle. Maybe a big explosion which happens at the end of something, but never during the gunfight. Sometimes it's happened with me just running, and it seems like my screen lags for about a half a second, and then you move forward, kind of like how some of these digital videos mess up when they lag. My biggest issue with the game is pop-ins, because I've got hit with a few pop-ins while I'm running, and, you know, by that point it was too late to duck behind cover. I mean, you can still get behind cover, but, you know, that is what it is. And that was kind of something I was hoping that they would have fixed by at least 10% of the distance down, at least to a block, and they haven't really. So that's just a gripe with me, and I honestly don't hold that against them, because I've been playing Just Cause 3, and Just Cause 3 really has me pissed off with pop-ins more than normal, because it's not even a pop-in on Just Cause 3. It's literally, you be walking somewhere, you turn around, there's a dude in your face, you kill him, turn around, kill someone else, you turn around to the same spot where you turned around the first time, and someone's in your face again, and you're like, dude, the first dude didn't have a chance to get by me, so how the hell did the second dude get a chance to get behind me? It's all open land. I would have seen him. So that's just a specific gripe that I'm having, and it's an old school, like Jaggies. I hate Jaggies, so please don't hold that against this game. Another great thing is this game is super dope with giving you matchmaking to jump in and out of games with buddies, with new people, creating new squads. It seems seamless. I love the loading times once it's loaded into the world. But again, the matchmaking thing is a match made in heaven for a game, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Destiny players will say like, yo, why wasn't this in my game? Why wasn't it in my game after we spent money for the Taken King update and blah blah blah? And you know what? I will have to agree with them on that. The next thing, I mean, audio is audio. The sound is sound. For me, I'm more of a story-driven type player, and this game has a story, and is definitely. I'm 15 hours into the total game. I wouldn't say I'm about a third or so into the missions. I gotta check that again. I'm probably not even a third into the missions. I might not even be a quarter into the single player missions. And I would have to say that I know exactly what's going on. I'm starting to get the sense and the feel of how bad this thing really got. I'm really starting to see how widespread this is, and you're starting to meet some of the other factions that's going on, and each one of the factions are starting to have their own demon qualities in it, meeting characters, and I gotta say, no spoiler, but if you played the beta and if you was wondering, don't be shocked about one of the people from the beta. Like, just don't be shocked. That's all I gotta say. Other than that, I am very pleased with the looting system that's going on in the game. And again, I'm not into games that do looting, but I do feel like I get enough. I do feel like I get just enough to get me through the next level. If I'm a level 10, sometimes they give me some level 12 stuff, and I can't wait to get there to try that out. What I especially love, because a lot of times these RPG games, they get very convoluted with, money system, currencies, that bullshit light that fucking Destiny was doing, to level up. Like, this game is very straightforward and everything is easy to understand, although it looks very intimidating at first. That's for the people who haven't played the game before. I mean, what I've discovered is it ain't just the guns that got modifications to it. I mean, there's gear that can get mods to it. Your abilities and your I forget what they call it, your specialties or whatever, can get mods to it. So there's a lot of customization combinations that can happen once you start to get up in the ranks of the game and you've been playing. And I think that's very, very, very great for a lot of people who like to get into these games, and some people that can get into it and for the first time without having any preface of another game into it. I've been seeing a lot of people running around talking about the sponge, and I don't want to get into it, but really quickly, if you don't beef about the sponge going on in Destiny, then shut the fuck up. I get it that it's realistic guns, but you can't do a game like that and have people die just like that. When you get strong enough in the game, those enemies will die in about the same time that it will take for you in any other shooting game using realistic guns. I hate to use the P word, but I promise you, when you're fucking running around and you're a level 5 and a level 7, of course it's gonna feel like you're struggling. But when you're a level 7 shooting a level 5, they die like you're supposed to. When you're a level 9 shooting at 8, they die like they're supposed to. But when they're your level, there's a little bit of a struggle, there's a little bit of a fight, and that's what makes the game fun. Else you'll just be mowing people down based on the guns that you get. So shut up. If you have a problem with that, wait for Ghost Recon Wildlands, because there goes your full base cover shooter that's going to have prone in crouch. And that brings me to my next point. For you fuckfaces out there crying about there's no prone, there's no crouch. The reason why there isn't is because you can cover. This is a cover-based third-person shooter MMO RPG. More RPG than it is MMO. You understand? That's what they've been selling you the entire time. At no point ever do you hear anybody complaining about, I don't know, Call of Duty not having a cover, or any other fuckface game like that having a cover system. So don't complain about the prone and the fucking crouch. Like, stop. When you crouch, what happens automatically? You're behind cover, right? Okay, so how do you blind fire when you're covering? I'll wait. How do you blind fire when covering, I'll wait. How do you blind fire when you crouch? You can't. Shut up. And this game does require you to use cover. So with all of that said, the matchmaking is dope, the looting is dope, the world is dope to come into. It actually got me more excited to see what they're going to do with the rest of the DLC plan, both the paid and the and the free. I will say that if I had to say anything negative about the game, this is more so for people who don't like to play looting, grinding based games. There will be a lot of repetitive shit. There will be a lot of repetitive missions that are just in different sections of the boards, for different sections of the things, for different parts of your tech wing. And with a game like this, even I find it a little annoying, but I like it. I like what they've done with it, because the reward of what you get, not necessarily the money or the experience or the parts to like if you do an encounter that's green, that's for your medical. You do an encounter that's blue, I think that's for security. If you do the other encounter, it's for tech. Like, I don't have an issue, I think it's yellow for tech. I don't have an issue with the low money or low whatever that they give you. What I like is what you're working towards and how a lot of them illustrate stories for you. So, you know, overall, did they underdevelop? Did they undership with the game? Did they overhype it? Did they do all these things that we were hoping for? Well, for the most part, I really do think they delivered about 85 to 90% of the pitch that they made to us way back when. And I think some of the stuff that I'm taking away from is because it's not available yet. And that doesn't mean that the game isn't complete. I do think the game is fully complete. What I do want to say is that Wetworks put me on. He told me that they removed the tablet thing because at the time when they pitched the game, tablets was, second screen was a very hot commodity in the market, and that was looking to be the future, but it ended up being a fad. If you look at it, we don't even have it in our games anymore. I think EA was leading the charge with that on a AAA console way with Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline, and I thought Plants vs. Zombies was supposed to have it, but you know, that is what it is. Need for Speed Rivals had it. So no, not Rivals. Was it Rivals? Yeah, Rivals had it with the police and the police side or whatever. So, you know, they removed it, and for the most part, I don't think any of us. Do y'all really care? I don't think any of y'all care. So, I think most people forgot about it. But for the most part, as I pull out of the game, I'm gonna try to get to about 20-25 hours to make my final decision on whether or not I buy the game. I can definitely recommend the game to a lot of people. The game is fun. You definitely want to play with people. Can you play by yourself? Absolutely. I've been playing half the game by myself, half the game with people, just to see how I feel from, you know, one side to the next. And, you know, obviously games like this, I'm a big fan of being able to play games with other people. So if you're playing the campaign with people, that's dope. That's amazing. Shout out to, what is that, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which was just one of the reasons why I hold that game dear, was because I could play the whole campaign cooperatively. So I'm at the end of the video, and I know some people are wondering, well, why I didn't talk about the Dark Zone. Well, the Dark Zone is the Dark Zone. The Dark Zone is literally the same shit as the actual game, but with other players in it that are also part of the division that goes rogue. My thoughts in the Dark Zone is this: if you're not using in-game chat, you will not have as much fun as you think you're having. So if you go in the Dark Zone and you're in a party with your peoples using party chat, you think you're having fun or you're not having fun. I'm telling you, if you go to in-game chat, all y'all go to in-game chat, you will have more fun. If you end up just hating it outright, I think you're 1/3 of the 2/3 that's left. You get what I'm saying? There's going to be a third people who just not going to like it at all. There's going to be a third of people who's going to like it in a party, and there's going to be another third of the people who's going to go straight into the game and not know about the party chat. And all of you guys are right, because it's about matter of preference. But I do say this: if you're going to go into the Dark Zone, if you're in a in-game, if you're in a party change your Xbox or your PlayStation into in-game chat. It's very easy to do that. Look it up, and I guarantee you a better experience with that. I'm not saying you're going to enjoy the game that much more for the people who just not feeling it in general, but for the people who are like it a little bit, the Dark Zone, you will enjoy the game much better. The Dark Zone is basically only thriving because of the one factor that console gamers have yet to get. And the console gamers have yet to get DayZ. That DayZ feel, that Armors, that Atlas-like feel. Console gamers haven't gotten that yet. And this is actually their first real taste at it outside of Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to leave it right there. If you liked the video, if you enjoyed the video, if you found the video helpful, I don't even want likes no more. Just copy, paste it, send it to a friend. If you didn't, well, leave some feedback. And, you know, you could dislike it or whatever. But please subscribe. 10 videos or more, you'll probably hear this message again. And you can unsubscribe. And, yeah, your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers, and I'm out. Peace.
Over there. There's a bar behind that building. Best whiskey sours in Manhattan. If we take this city back, I'll buy you a drink. Sorry. I mean, when we take it back. Here it comes. The rest of us should be in this chopper. Can't believe it's finally happening. Let's do this!